By the year 1200 AD, Yoruba and Mandes were still sighted in the area known by then as Dahomey. If you look at this place now, you will see the people they call Mandes. From that Mandes, you have Benin Republic. From that Mandes, you have Togos, Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, and the others, including Senegals. But if you go to this area they call Togo today, they call Dahomey, you will see lots of Yoruba tribes were still scattered all over the places there because that's where they migrated to Nri dynasty. Because from that time, this place, southern Nigeria today, was known as Nri dynasty. If you look at here, you see Ife in the area covered by Nri dynasty, just to tell you that Nri and the Igbo are brothers. I am of opinion that by that time, this Ife dotted circle here can be referred as the headquarters of Nri people. If you go to Ife today, you will see great nations such as Egba, Ijabu. These are great scientists of yesterday. They are still now in the southwest, but today they were called Yorubas because of one or two history that many of you may have known. So we may see boundaries. Exactly, this is a place they carve out what you know as Nigerian map today. The nations you see there as follows. On the north is Hausa. Let's even go further to demarcate it to the boundaries. Yes, if you follow this line now, you'll be seeing the Nri and the Nigerian current map. As it is showing on the old map, it will be reflecting on the Nigerian map today. This circle you see here is Ife. Ife is known as a brother to Nri. You can see that Nri has no border, but Ife is in the middle of Nri dynasty, is known as the headquarters of technological hub in that time of Nri dynasty. Okay, let's go further to demarcate the other people. All right, I will be showing you. Let's go further before I will show you those areas. Okay, it's better I show one thing before we go further. I show it. If you look at here, you can see the fracture. This area was the extent of Nri dynasty. From here, from the Benin Republic to the Benin you know today, is where Nri started. So when you are seeing Igbo people or people answering Igbo name in southwestern Nigeria, the one you know today, is not because of migration. It's because of habitation. Igbo has been inhabiting this area before Yoruba came into Nri dynasty, Nri territory. Even in the Yoruba history cover the era they fought with Igbo. They have it, they have the documentation by themselves, they have it very well. They can tell you that they fought with Igbo. And the Igbo warrior kidnapped the Yoruba king's wife, the queen. And later the queen escaped and leaked the secret of Igbos, how they cover their faces and what they are wearing on their waist. And according to them, they conquered them. But what the Yoruba didn't tell you is, after all those history, why is it that you don't have Igbo as your neighbor? Why do you continue saying that after Yoruba you go to Edo and there is no Igbo in Edo? That's one history they are missing, because they always like to energize you where they win. But what about the truth? History is supposed to be a factor that will keep people upright, not lie. Then after Edo, you meet Urobo. Then after Urobo, you go and meet Ishan. Okay? So where is the Igbo that you fought in the early age? Where are they? Now, you have to cross River Niger, according to them, before you see Igbo in Anambra. And the same Igbo you fought in your southwest, before you settle in the southwest. And the same Igbo is the Igbo today you are referring in the Anambra and Imo State. Whereas you fought Igbo before you occupy your southwest yesterday, around the 1480s, because this history now, Yoruba has not been here by 1200 AD. Imagine after that, when they supposedly enter the Inri territory, it should be around 14. Now, that's not the main thing, but I want to tell for many of you who always fast to say, oh, Igbo migrated and they are, that type of war is supposed to be stopped. Okay? So when you're telling Edo people that you are an Igbo people, they will be confused. Looking at you as, how can you give birth to Edo? Edo is a great people, because our neighbors are not honest people. They don't tell truth. In everything they do, they lies. Even in the history. How do you supposed to understand who you are? But don't worry, that's not the main topic. So when you're looking at this map today, you will know exactly what happened. From here, you look at what is on the ground. So anybody that knew that he has anything to do with Ife today in the western part of Nigeria, you are Igbo person. Ife is Igbo. According to the king of Ife, Oni of Ife, the great king, Yoruba invaded Nri. They fell the Ife, and that's why today Ife is called the Yoruba. People should try to tell the history, and I will not be hesitated to give you this information because it cannot convert Igbo, and they're expecting historians not to reflect it. If you look at here, there is Nri. It has no boundary. If you go to Cameroon, you will still see Nri children. They call them Igbo. You go to Gabon, you see Igbos in Gabon, because this is area the Igbos mingled. We mingled the East. That's why they are calling us Easterners. They are not calling us Easterners because of Nigeria, because if you want to call us according to the map of Nigeria today, we are in the South. So people keep wondering, even I myself, I keep wondering, why are they calling us East? They are not even seeing us as Nigeria today. That's why they call us Eastern region, because we are East Africa. We are not in the West. It is the Yoruba that are in the West, plus others. But we, the Igbos, are in the East. From the boundary between the Benin and the Nri is called East, and that's where the East and West met. Today they call it Nigeria, and they call it Southwest now. From the southwestern part of Nigeria and the Benin, that's where the supposedly they call the Ghana and others West. We're supposed to be in the East Africa. Now you can see it very well. You see, now they have cut off here what you call the Ambazonia. It's not today that they started cutting us off. They cut off Ambazonia and joined Cameroon only on Nri people. Only on Nri people, okay? Make no mistake. So Ambazonia is no longer with Nri. All right. Not only that, they carve out Anambra and Imo State and say, okay, this is Igbo. That's the area you'll be looking at. Nri, that owns all the way from Benin down to Cameroon. If you go to Cameroon, you meet Igbo people. If you go to even Equatorial Guinea, Igbos extended to that area. Even in Congo, Brazzaville, and Congo, Kinshasa, there are Igbo living people in those areas, up to Kenya and others. All right, that is the area you see these children of Nri. Okay, you can see Ambazonia here in the original today Nigerian map. How they carve it out. This is Ambazonia. They join it Cameroon. If you go to Ambazonia, some of them bears Igbo name, some bears Efik, some bear Ibibio. Ejegam names are there as well, because all these people were Nri people. They were one family until the coming of Britain. They started looking for what we have and looking for a way to weaken us. And they started telling you, oh, you speak like that, you speak like this. Of course, people can speak like that, because in olden days, when you go somewhere and they give you a wife, so for some of you who will wake up and say, oh, Igbo is Igbo, see the map. I'm not showing it for any other thing. I think we have seen this is a Sago kingdom. This is Hausa territory on the north. Sago is on the eastern flank, bordering Cameroon as well. And then this is Nri dynasty together with Ife, Igbo people, and the Ijabus. And if you go there, they still answer Ijabu Igbo. I don't know how I will explain. It's up to them to embrace who they are. It can be Yoruba, but at least make a statement of Igbo Yoruba elsewhere. I think that will resonate to reflect what is on the ground. You cannot just overnight you turn yourself to something you are not. It's more than 545 years today such a thing happened. So it's time the history be told. When Ife king, the Oni, the great king of Ife, is telling you that Igbo and the Yorubas are one, it doesn't mean Yoruba, he means Ife. I think may you judge by yourself from this map. Thank you, and let's keep it clean.